Am I the asshole for telling people my brother's private story to try and save my reputation? This happened to me like 8 months ago, but has been weighing on me. I've always been a lurker here, so I made an account to see what others think. My brother Tim isn't technically my brother, he's my cousin. My parents became his guardians when he was 3, then eventually adopted him. He and I are 4 months apart in age, and we grew up very close. We were best friends. He's gay and felt comfortable coming out to me when we were 12-ish. Our parents, a little while later, then to everyone on his 16th birthday. Fast forward to last year. His biological father, Ray, reached out to him and they met for lunch after not seeing each other or talking to each other for 25 years. When I asked him how it went, he didn't want to talk about it, so I let it go, figuring he would open up when he was ready. Within a week, I started hearing from family that Tim had told Ray that Tim and I had been having an illicit affair for years. After asking Tim about it, he said Ray asked him if he was gay and he panicked. That's the lie he blurted out to try and hide being gay for some reason. Somehow, his lie made it to our friends. They were horrified and angry and wanted to know if it was true. I explained to them what happened with Ray and why Tim said that. They understood and felt bad and apologized for coming at me so aggressively. Tim was furious that I had told them the truth and said that I was the most selfish, evil person for telling him his private story. Our parents said that they understood why I did it, but said I shouldn't have. I'm still upset that he said in the lie, the first place, am I the asshole? First update. For how my friends found out about this, my parents have a large group of friends, and they've all known each other since they were in their early 20s or so. Ray was in that friend group. Some of my friends are the children of my parents' friends. Ray came back into town for the first time in a while and decided to reconnect. He told one of those friends, and the lie spread down to one of my friends, so that's how they found out. The OP also commented that she said, I am a girl. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Also, we live in a pretty liberal area in the Northeast U.S., not the South. She also mentioned, just because there's been some confusion, and I realize this story is twisted and difficult to follow, I didn't out him to my friends. They already knew he was gay. The privacy story, his phrase, not mine, was that I told them about the conversation that he had had with his biological dad. He said I should have told him that it was a joke and that it didn't land, or that his biological dad is crazy, which I didn't think of at the time, and I don't like lying to my friends. Someone pointed out to me, this is from OP, that they believe he has narcissistic personality disorder. I've done a lot of reading about that today, and wow, yeah, he must be. I also sent this thread to our parents. I wanted them to know how much their lack of support hurt me and our relationship, and that a lot of people on here commenting think they handled this situation horribly. Maybe they have a better understanding of this now, since you're all objective strangers who don't have a dog in the race. Dad said Tim needs to get his life together or else he'll end up just like Ray, and that he wouldn't be around to watch it happen. He also said that he doesn't think Tim will ever give me a genuine apology since he's convinced he's right and we're all wrong. Mom is convinced he's suffering from mental illness. Apparently, Tim has been behaving bizarre lately, and that at first she thought quarantine was to blame since this situation happened around COVID. But after reading the email, she doesn't think he's in his right mind. Could be because he's lost his job under weird circumstances last year. Even so, it may explain his behavior, but it is no way, shape, or form for excusing it. Considering that the context is there, it's just kind of like mismatched, because when I read these stories, I'm reading what the person actually typed out, not necessarily my edited, grammatically correct version. But if your cousin/brother is gay and he tells a story to his dad, Ray, to avoid having to out himself to his biological father, and that gets back to your friends who already know that you are gay, why are you believing the rumors? Like, why are you going after... it's like, it just kind of cracks me up where it almost seems like you just all go, okay, that's what Ray said. Especially if he hasn't been in your guys' life for 25 years. I don't know. I just think that I give her props for holding her ground. And it sucks that certain people that she trusted the most didn't believe her or didn't like back her up or whatever. But I understand in this society, especially if it's a liberal Northeast type situation, I still understand anybody's fear of coming out and, representing their true selves. So I am an ally. I am very much a part of the LGBTQIA family, and I am 100% supportive, and I'm always there for anybody who feels the need a conversation and vent and talk and have somebody open-minded willing to approach them. So the fact that he was still afraid, especially of his father, I get it, but he should have at least given his cousin/sister a heads up. Anyway, I'm done talking. I'm rambling at this point. If you've made it this far, thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you guys in tomorrow's story.